Late Night with Johnny P show is pre-recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Hey, this is Richard Scarlett, the Emperor of Rock and Roll, and you're watching Late Night with Johnny P.
So, you don't have a week to hang out with him. Here's an hour with Johnny P. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, make some noise for your host this evening, Johnny P.
Welcome to the Late Night with Johnny P. 2016 Christmas/holiday show. How's everybody doing? All right. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I actually had a great. This is my extra large suit because I put on more P's this year, but it is what it is. So I just barely squeeze into it, but it's all good. What's the holidays all about if you can't eat and drink, right? So, what are you going to do? I'd like to thank everybody who came to the show tonight. So we're just going to get with it because we have a busy night. Our first guest up tonight, he's been with me since season 1 of Late Night. He's a good friend of mine. He's an author. He's here to talk about his new book, The President Street Boys. We have my good friend, Frankie Dimatteo. My second guest, he's an award-winning singer-composer and a radio personality. I have Ray Powers in the house. Yeah. My next guest's a real honor to have him on the show. He's been on before. He's here to visit us again. You've seen him in The Sopranos, Blue Bloods, many other TV and movie appearances. Let's give it up for Dan Grimaldi. Yeah. And we can't forget my band of merry men, the newest late night band, Killer Joe and the Late Night Band. What's up, guys? What's up, Killer?
Hi, John.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, Johnny.
Good to see everybody. How's it going? Well, what's Santa Claus going to bring you this year, Killer?
Well, I better get a lot of nice things because I've been extra really good.
You are.
Extra really good.
I mean, a guy with the name Killer, what else could you get him? Another machine gun? A gun? A machete? Yeah. Well, listen, I'm going to let you guys do what you have to do because you're going to rock the house tonight, right?
Oh, wait, just calm down for a second. You know what? You got your nice big suit on. Come on, get back here and play some drums.
I wanted to play.
We're going to have Johnny play some drums.
Well, you know what?
Come on.
I'm actually all ready for you. I got my...
Well, let's play some rock and roll.
What do you want to do?
You know what? It's been a crazy year and everything. Let's do something. Let's do like a rock and roll Christmas. A little rock and roll Christmas, everybody. A little rock and roll Christmas now. Let's do it like this. I want a rock and roll Christmas just like I used to know. Yeah, a rock and roll Christmas just like I used to know. A rock and roll Christmas, baby, so go, Santa, go, go, go. this too. I wanna rock and roll, baby, so I rock and roll the rhythm with you. I rock and roll Christmas, baby, just like I used to know. Help me out, Tommy, everybody. I said, rock, rock, rock and roll Christmas. 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 Rock and roll Christmas, baby, just like I used to know. I gotta hear some guitar. Come on. My Santa's gotta make it to town. I said, run, run, Rudolph. My Santa's gotta make it to town. I said, run, run, Rudolph. Shake it like a merry-go-round. Now, Jojo, I said, Santa, take a boy, child. What you been longing for? I said, all I want for Christmas is a rock and roll electric guitar. And a whirling Rudolph shooting like a shooting star. Well, I said, run, run, Rudolph, Santa's gotta make it to town. I said, run, run, Rudolph, Santa's gotta make it to town. I said, run, run, Rudolph, make it like a merry-go-round. One more time, Tommy, come on, baby. Rock, rock, rock and roll Christmas. Everybody! Rock, rock, rock and roll Christmas. Rock, rock, rock and roll Christmas. Rock, rock, rock and roll Christmas. Rock and roll Christmas, baby. Just like I used to know. Johnny P sitting in, everybody. My favorite time of year, Jojo. You know what time that is? It's Christmas time. So everybody, we've been doing this all over the world. New York City, North Carolina. And we're going to do it right here in Staten Island, man. I'm going to say say Merry Christmas, baby. You gotta say it back all your might. You guys got that? Can you handle that? Everybody, I said Merry Christmas, baby. 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 You know you treat me right. Here we go, Sammy. Well, I said I feel good tonight. I got rock and roll on my radio. Well, I feel good tonight. I got my rockin' on the radio. I can't wait to kiss you underneath the mistletoe. One more hit, here we go. I said Santa came to chimney, 3:30. A big bag of presents for a present time to me. I said Merry Christmas, baby. You know you treat me right. Well, I think I'm in heaven. I think I'm in paradise. Let's take it home, Joe. Here we go. Well, Merry Christmas, baby. 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 I said Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby. Yeah, Merry Christmas, baby. Oh, you treat me right now. Merry Christmas, baby. Now, you all know the words to this one. And you got to help us out, man. You better watch out. You better not cry. Come on. Better not pout. I'm telling you what. Come on. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or not. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. Come on. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been fed a good time. You better be good for goodness sake. Everybody. You better be good for goodness. Yeah, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I tell you. Everybody talk to me. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Well, he sees you when you're sleeping, and he knows he does. He knows when you're awake. Hey, JoJo, he knows if you've been fed or good. Everybody, you better be good for goodness. Yeah, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming. How you guys doing out here? Come on, everybody, having a good time? Now, everybody, give it all you got. Everybody! Santa Claus is coming to town. That means you guys too. Santa Claus is coming to town. That means you right there. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh, yeah. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming
right, Killer Joe and the Late Night Band at a theater near you. How's everybody doing again tonight? Yeah. Well, listen, we got some news. I have some news I'd like to share with you as we're closing season 9 of the Late Night Show in 2016. We'll be approaching season 10 in 2017. It's going to actually be my last year for Late Night with Johnny P. So, but listen, never fear, Johnny P ain't going nowhere. But I'm going to call it after 10 seasons and take a 6-month break a year from now, and I'm going to start up a new show. It's going to be amped up. It's going to be the same genre and same vibe, but it's going to be called Up Late with Johnny Potenza. I'm going to use my last name, and I always said I would use my last name when I started to get distinguished looking, or maybe act distinguished. So I think I'm more getting distinguished looking than acting. What do you think? So that's the plan after my old friend Joe Franklin. He had came out with a book called Up Late with Joe Franklin back in the day. And, you know, change is good. Just going to be, just going to get some writers involved and take it to the next step. What do you think? Yeah. 10 years, who knew? Forget about it. But I'd like to say a special shout out to a friend of mine, Craig Carlucci's show. Actually, I was a guest on the show last week, and he's going to be on here in season 10. So check out his show at craigcarlucci.com. I also want to say a plug to also a friend of ours that's a big follower of the show. Actually, she has a book out that came out about 6 months ago called The Mafia Hitman's Daughter. Linda Scarpa is a friend of our next guest. Asked us to give him a shout out. So for all you Mafia lovers, check this out. The Mafia Hitman's Daughter. This ain't no book. It's a good one. All right. What else do we got here? All right. Now, because of the holiday season, I usually tell you the top 5 TV shows of the month, but they're not going to come out to the end of the month. But I got something really interesting. I need your the audience help with. It's from Rolling Stone magazine, and it's the top 100 greatest shows of all time. I mean, I don't agree with this. There's a lot of the shows that are in here should be closer than they are, but the number one show is really what matters. But I'll take it from like the top 10, and then we'll go back a little to see like what do you think should have been where. So number 10, they have The Daily Show, which I think should have been pushed up a lot more. Number 9, All in the Family. Right? All in the Family. Great show. Number 8 was Saturday Night Live, another great show. I think that could have been like in the 20s. The Twilight Zone, great show. Yeah. The Simpsons, number 6, longest run, one of the longest running shows in cartoon. Seinfeld, number 5. Close. Number 4 is Mad Men. I don't know what that's doing at number 4. This is my opinions. I want to hear some ahs and oohs and yeses and nos. What do you think? Now, even like number 3, great show, Breaking Bad. Excellent show, but for the top 100, I don't know. Number 2, another great show, The Wire. I mean, okay, but the number 1 show, I'm very proud to say, because it's one of my top favorites, and we have one of the guys here tonight, is, of course, The Sopranos. Yeah. Long live The Sopranos. The Godfather, The Sopranos, they're going to be here forever. But now let's go back a little. Like, you got stuff like Star Trek that's like number 18, which I wasn't a Star Trek fan, but they were big. MASH. You looking at number 16. And that's it, one more before we wrap it. And I love Lucy, okay? She's like number 32. She should have been in the teens or in the top 10. So, and the Johnny Carson show, of course, at number 30 should have been closer. But what are you going to do? Sex, drugs, and politics, right? That's all they say. So listen, let's get on with the show and bring on our first guest. He actually has a friend with him that actually been in hiding for a while. I don't know whether he's been in college or he's been in a cave, but he's an author of the new book called The President Street Boys. Let's give it up for Frankie Dimatteo, accompanied by Nick Christophers. There he is, my man.
How are you, my man?
What's going on, buddy?
Good, man. Good.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know what the hell happened to you.
They let him at you.
I call this guy 1,000 times, 3 years for write-ups. He finally comes out, does a write-up, and then I see him. Here he is.
Well, he did the write-up.
I love this guy. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Frankie, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Well, you know, I noticed that the first time I was here, the last time I'm here now, I used to have dark hair. I used to have more hair and dark hair. What happened?
Listen, you could drink with the best of them.
Well, that's what it is. At
kidding
least I'm
me?
good at something.
Congratulations to Frankie. He's a 4-time grandfather. They just had another grandson.
Thank you. Yes.
What, Gianni?
Gianni, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
man.
Yes, he's another little one we got. My fourth boy.
God bless you.
No girls yet.
They're going to be the next President Street Boys, right?
I don't know, man.
I'm only kidding. You never know.
You never
They
know.
might be the next Little House on the Prairie.
Could be. As long as there's something.
Let's hope for that.
Yeah.
Now, listen, you're here to talk about the book, The President Street Boys, Growing Up Mafia.
Yes.
Talk about it.
Well, it was a memoir I started about 3 years ago. I was sitting around and I was talking to Nikki, you know, and we were just thinking about what to do for the magazine. And we had a little low time, and he was working on some stories for the magazine, and I just started jotting down some stuff about my life. And everybody around me said, you know, that's good stuff, why don't you put it together? And I wound up putting it together, and it became what you got now, a book. Right? But I started as a memoir, you know, just writing down little stuff that I did, you know, or I knew about, or...
And you witnessed a lot of this stuff
Yeah,
growing up,
yeah.
because your father.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I was privy to everything there, you know. But when you do a book, John, it's really crazy because when I had all the stuff at the end, it was this big, the book, you know. And when you do a book form, you can't do nothing. There's nothing there, you know. It gives you a little look of what we did and what I've seen and stuff like that. I thought it was a pretty good book. The
There's a
sequel's
lot of
gonna be
funny
better.
stuff, a lot of funny characters named here. Just the stuff. Frankie wrote this book like he's just talking to like us. We're hanging out at the bar.
Exactly
you know,
right, try to
dropping
do.
F-bombs and
That's right.
you know,
Just like we sit down and talk.
Yeah,
Somebody's-
excellent. And
you know.
it's a fun read. It's an easy read, and there's a lot of interesting stories.
I think so.
What's your favorite part of the book that brings you back?
My favorite part was when we were in Freeport, Long Island, and my godfather was drinking, and a couple of guys were at the house. Louis the Syrian and Albert Gallo and Steven Cirillo and Bobby Bongiovanni was there, myself. Al Goldstein from School Magazine was there. And my godfather, about 4 o'clock in the morning, after us drinking all night, disappeared with in a boat. My father had a boat there. We lived in Freeport. We had a summer house in Freeport. And about 2 hours later, police came knocking on our door. And my father answered the door and said, you know, can I help you? Well, they said that we found this guy on your boat, you know, in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
He's got no paperwork, and he's drunk. And Father, do you know him? He goes, yeah, it's my boat. That's my a friend of mine. We're going to do it. We're going to give him a ticket. Are you going to take him? He goes, yeah, we'll take him. And comes in the house. My father asked him, what are you doing? He goes, I was going fishing. My father said, you're going fishing? He goes, you got no fishing rod and no pole or nothing like that. He goes, I had a pistol. He goes, he went in the water and he started shooting for fish. The cops came and he threw the gun away. And he said, because he saw the cops come on the boat in the water. And he said, I threw the gun away. So my father said, you went to go kill fish, to get fish? He goes, I want to bring something for the party. You know what I mean? But he was such a crazy guy, he was. I mean, he was crazy, but that was sincere. And the big thing he was mad about, he had Troy a good gun. Because he said that the people on the boat were coming. And I thought it was a great, you know, story that people don't hear stupid stuff that these guys do, you know. And I just thought I enjoy, you know, flashes back, seeing that and remembering that. Because, you know, I miss him and I miss everybody. So
that was the mentality back then.
Yeah,
Even we all got that mentality. I got crazy mentality. We all did.
Yeah, it was the old days, the early 70s. They got away with a lot more stuff. They were a lot more crazier. You know,
no cameras, no iPhones.
No cameras. They bought guys. They had the law. You know what I mean? It was a completely different time, you know. But seeing it, you know, I was young, you know, and you know, when it all started, and I saw a lot of stuff as young, you know, that, like in the book, the first killing. I was young, you know.
Yeah, tell me about that first.
I was walking on Union Street and 4th Avenue. We were coming out of coming out of a friend's house.
9 years old, right?
No, I was 6 years old.
Okay.
And we go in the corner, and my mother stops and says, "There's a couple of friends on the corner," and all of a sudden the guy gets shot. 2 guys shoot him, and he drops on the corner. And she just wishes me away, and I just watched it, you know. But I was young. It didn't affect me like, oh, my God, I got scared and stuff. Like, really didn't get that, you know. Yeah. It's like cowboys and Indians, you know. So it didn't affect me that much. Later on, when I knew how serious it was, you know. But Little stuff like that is, fun. Well, my father got shot in the mouth. I had to rush him to the hospital. He got shot 3 times in a bar one time, and I had to rush him into the hospital. That was pretty, scary stuff.
Yeah, man.
You don't know if he was going to make it or not. The priest giving the guy the last rites, and then you get nervous about stuff like that. So you see little stuff like that. Little to me. It just it was interesting.
Now, what about Nick? Nick, what was your
What was my
your
what?
2 cents into the book? I know you had part to do with it.
I thought Frankie had a great idea. I was able to give him some ideas and try to help a little bit.
They tried to help me with spelling too. I think it was a little spelling.
Yeah, some spelling or whatever, some grammatical stuff. You know what I'm saying? But otherwise, I love the book. I love the idea. It's very unique. It's not what you normally read. Because Frank writes the way he talks. So that's an interesting thing in itself. So if you can get through it and understand everything, you're a lucky guy.
What about an audio? Do you have an audio of the book?
Yeah, but I didn't do it. I wanted to do it. They said no. They said no.
Sick.
No, they control your life.
Especially with you doing it.
I
That'd
wanted
be
to do
awesome.
it. I said, can I do the audio? They said, no, Frank, we're not paying. We got a professional guy. This guy's a British guy. But he speaks pretty well.
That's
well.
what it is.
He speaks well.
Well, you know what, the rock stars do it, but that's what you want to hear.
I want to do it. It would have been great me
You
doing
want to
it,
hear
man.
the writers.
I would have done it. I would have done it great, man. I really would have done it. Because I know the story. I didn't have to read it. I could have just done the story, But it came out good, buddy. The audio came out good.
Now, let's go on. You got a script that's all ready for the book. Can you
Yes.
talk about that?
Sure.
Okay.
We wrote a script for the book, President Street Boys Growing Up. We worked on it about a year and a half now. I did a couple of versions of it. I'm not crazy and happy about it. We're going to go back to the drawing board, but it's ready to go. I mean, for me doing it, I'm really hands-on, and it's my life. So it's really hard when you talk about yourself or you see things. I want it to be everything to be correct, and sometimes it's hard to get everything really, really the way you want it in such a short span of time. But I think it's a great. I think it's a great script.
Listen, something like that, take your time because it's a great book, and I can see that on film.
I think so. I mean, we put a lot of time in it.
Especially with this crew,
I'm
you really
pretty
don't
creative
hear
with the guys.
too much of the original guys. They're in the middle of the center of everybody that they already mentioned.
That's
so this
it.
is where the heart is. They're
Sure.
the President Street, nobody really, only the real guys know about
They
that.
only make Joey Gallo books or Joey Gallo movies. It's not about Joey Gallo. Of course, he's in it because he's a character, but it's the other 20 guys.
You don't hear President Street in like the Bronx Tale or the Goodfellas or like
So somebody puts it on the map. We're going to try to put it on the map here. That's what we're trying to do. That's why you go to PresidentStreetBoys.com and we get all the information. I got hundreds of pictures. I got all the articles about the boys. Every time they got arrested or some murders or anything good or bad. So it's all on the website.
Now listen to this. Now, Frankie has his hands in a lot of things. Fans and friends want to know. I know you got a new magazine. We're going to talk about that.
Right.
Why did you retire Mob Candy? Because that was a great magazine.
I retired Mob Candy because I like to do things original.
And the situation.
Well, I did it. I dreamed it up originally. We created it with some good talent around me, and then people started stealing everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I used to turn around. It's a name. I'm not cocky about it, but if I can create that, I create something else. It's only a name. It's the work that we put in it. It's the creativity that he can write. I can, dream up how I like to put it together, and I write in it. So I said, "What's a name? It's a name." So I said, "President Street book. We'll just change the name, and we'll just change some stuff in it, and just they like Mob Candy. Let them have it. Let's see what they do with it."
Now that whole situation, do you want to talk about it, or you want to throw it away on the side, or do you want to just say it fast?
It's not, because they're dying with it too.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're making money, I would be a little annoyed. But every time they robbed, or they used it, our website got hit strongly. So every time somebody would use a name or in any capacity, they would go to Mob Candy and I would sell magazines. So,
yeah. Listen, good luck with it. So the new magazine, Mob
Street
Candy
Boys.
magazine, is called the President Street Boys.
Now
you got first issue just came out the fall
yes,
of 2016.
Just came out. So that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Screw
but I'll let you know.
The world of porn.
That's it. Screw you.
And that's with Al Goldstein, right?
That's about Al
Who's
Goldstein.
Al Goldstein? Tell everybody.
Al Goldstein was the publisher of Screw Magazine from 1968 to 2003, and we happen to be the distributors for him. So I've been with him all my adult life almost.
For people,
he died, and but he's a pioneer in the porno business as far as legalities, as fighting the system as far as having things passed or what was not right or right. So he spent a lot of money, and he fought the system and won. So it was a great story.
What's your plans for the future? I know you're doing this book next year. What's next right now? You just going to chill for the holidays?
Right now, we're going to concentrate on the script. I think the script is important. I think that's going to really put us on a map, you know, because it takes time to hustle it after we've done.
Yeah.
And me being as critical I am on it, it's going to take a lot of time. So I want to just get it done properly. So when we present it for somebody that might want it, or if we do it ourselves, if we get the money, it's got to be right. That's what I'm asking for, to get it right.
All the best, man. I hope you find your dream.
Yeah,
Be
nice.
good.
I got to be an actor next.
Listen, you got to star in it.
I did everything else. I was a hooligan, I was a publisher, and I'm a writer, and I'm going to be an actor.
Just don't forget me
I'm
when
not
you
gonna forget you,
you're
right?
casting.
We go together, man.
Listen, I know you're one of the guys that don't forget,
Right.
and there's a lot of guys that do forget.
I won't forget. I never forget nothing.
So listen, the President Street Boys, check it out. It's a great read. Frankie and Nick, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Now I gotta go pee. How's everybody doing? All right, the President Street Boys. Check it out. My next guest up tonight is an award-winning singing composer. He's also the host of his own internet radio show. Let's give it up for Ray Powers. How you doing, my man?
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Good to
Happy
see you.
holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Whatever they say in Chinese, I don't know.
I don't know. I've been there in a while. How's
Oh,
it going?
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, good. It's festive here. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you for coming all the way from New Jersey.
All the way over. I got my passport stamped and everything.
Beautiful. Now, listen, before we get into what you're doing, give us a little fast family background. Where you're from, nationality,
Well,
Social Security.
I left that at the door. I'm half Italian, so, you know, I belong. Got cousins out here. Half Polish. Grew up in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. When it was still Greenpoint, Brooklyn.
Yeah, man.
There were no hipsters around when we were growing up.
Any Brooklyn in the house or what? A little bit? Yeah. We're all from Brooklyn, pretty much so.
Pretty much, yeah.
So.
Then we just kind of spread out, Long Island, Florida, you know how it goes.
Now, talk to me what got you into music. I know you're a bass player.
Right.
And then it led you to other things. So give us your story.
Well, I started when I was 6 years old. Took piano. I went to Catholic school for 4 years. I survived. Got the knuckles to prove it. And the nun realized at a very early age that I had perfect pitch. And she made the case to my mom and said, "You've got to give him piano lessons because, you know, that's going to go to waste."
I was in Catholic school, too. They said that he don't belong here. You got to take him out. So it's a true story, St. Edmunds. So
Oh, boy.
You got lucky. Now, what got you, as years went on, you won awards, and then what got you into radio?
Well, I always wanted to be in radio. I just, you know, I loved the Scott Munis of the world, the people who broke the bands. You know, even talk radio. I enjoyed that as well. Art Russ Jr. from 77 ABC, you know, the old timers. I just loved how they were able to just command a show. And, you know, the whole thing with interviewing people and just exposing people to the public just always fascinated me. And I got my start slowly, co-hosting on shows, you know, guesting on like FM radio, some of the college radio stations. And then when internet radio came up, I mean, it's been around for 20 years now.
Yeah.
But now it's the thing because, as you know, we have Sirius, we have XM, we have other choices than FM radio because FM radio is, I mean, I don't mean
It's
to bash
kind
it.
of dying.
Yeah.
I like it. I listen to it, but most of all the young generation not listen to it, and they're pretty much just playing. It's called oldies now, with classic rock, which is what we all pretty much grew up with.
Yeah.
Besides disco, no one's listening to it. And then when people say I work on AM, and like
Yeah, crickets.
that's even more. And there's no disrespect, but that's like even more of a joke.
Yeah.
Because you got people 80s and 90s that listen to AM, and you can't even get AM in your car or
No, it's
on the radio
noise,
that
yeah.
you buy. You can't get it.
No, it's white noise. It's crazy.
You know, it's a shame.
But people have choices now, and even with satellite radio, they have to pay for that. With internet radio, it's free. And, you know, I really think it's the biggest growing market right now. I had a very good opportunity come my way about 2 years ago. I guested on the Michael Knight Show a couple of times, promoted, and it went really well. The numbers were great, and one thing led to another. He offered me a show.
This chair, I get this chair like every third show, and I got to pick it up. It has a bad pump on it.
It just keeps sinking on you.
So like I'm waiting for like them giving like a single shot if I could pick it up. But you figured they would get one. Give me a new chair. Come on. Now listen, you just got a promotion to program director.
Again, the numbers were good. He knew I promoted. He knew that I got it as far as a business model. And I think between the professionalism, just everything, just doing things the right way, and not taking things for granted, and treating your guests the right way like you do, and just being exemplary as far as when you're not on the mic and when you're not on the camera.
When you get your good days, you get your bad days.
It's true.
You know, it's like everything else. Like tonight we were lower staff, but we made it happen.
Oh yeah.
And I gotta commend everybody in my staff for
Nice job.
kicking some major ass tonight. Thank you. Well, listen, that's almost your time. Why don't you just tell us fast about the award ceremony in Nashville? What's that called?
Oh, that's the Nashville Universe Awards.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm up
Coming
for two
up.
of them. Yeah. November 7th. I'm up for Songwriter of the Year.
Okay.
And I'm up for Radio Personality of the Year, which
beautiful.
I'm absolutely floored.
Good for you.
Well, thank you.
And what about someone in our audience? Are they involved with any of that? A friend of ours?
I think we do. I think we have somebody else who was up for Radio Single of the Year.
Who's that?
That's our friend Lisa Coppola.
The lovely, charming Lisa Coppola. She's in the audience. My old partner in crime on late night. You for a night, could he do it? I love her. She's great. Lisa, how you doing?
She's the best. Yeah, so Lisa is now part of the New Visions Radio family as well.
I tell you, she's doing great. What do we got a delay with the clapping? You guys falling asleep? Let me hear you. Come
That's
on.
far back there.
Yeah. Come on, don't let me get up this chair and pump it again, all right? Now listen, where can people find you on the internet? Tune into your radio show?
You can go to newvisionsradio.com. 24/7 programming. There's music, there's talk. The Ray Powers Hour airs every Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific.
All right.
Oh, and I have Christmas gifts for everybody,
And you got
too.
a bunch of Christmas gifts. I was going to tell
I
you.
do, yeah. If I can get it. I've got CDs for everybody.
All right, good.
That's my latest one. Shameless plug there.
Awesome.
That's my latest. Here I am.
And you got a lot of the goodies inside, too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, listen, when everything clears the air next year, I want you to come back.
I'd love to.
And I'm going to give you one of my NYB CDs before you leave.
Yes, I want it.
Maybe you could do something with it.
Let's play it. Let's start it.
You could use it as a beer mug holder.
These make great doorstops, so yeah.
Whatever. Ray Powers, everybody. All right, Ray Powers. Make sure you check him out on internet radio. Well, my special guest for tonight, you see them in The Sopranos, Blue Bloods, Law and Order, and the list goes on. He's a dear friend of the show's. Back again. Let's give him a late night welcome for Dan Grimaldi. Danny, what's up, pal? Thank you so much for coming back.
Brad, pleasure to be here. You know, it's my favorite time of year, Christmas. I love Christmas.
Me too.
Growing up, I got to tell you why I love it so much. When I was growing up, we didn't have that much money, although we lived in Dyker Heights. We had a roof over our heads. We had food. We had love. But on Christmas, we went to bed with nothing. No Christmas tree, no decorations,
Get outta
nothing. We went to bed, and my mother and my aunt and my uncle and my father stayed up all night. My father went out and bought a Christmas tree. He either got it for free or he bought it for 50 cents or a quarter. They decorated the whole tree. They went and bought presents, and they put it there. And we had this staircase that would come down, and it had spiral staircase. Not a spiral staircase, but it had separations. And my bedroom, which I slept with my uncle, my brother, and my two brothers. People used to ask me, "You had a room?" I said I had a drawer. I didn't even have a closet.
Jesus.
The closet went up to the roof. Anyway, so you would wake up and you would see the lights that Santa came. Mm-hmm. And it was like magic. I mean, it was the magic of being poor.
That must have been so cool.
It was the greatest thing in the world. And every Christmas, our little faces would be in the steps. My sister, my brother, me. And it was one of the most magical things. Then when you got old enough and you didn't believe in Santa anymore, then you had to be all night putting the things together, decorating the tree. It lost all its fun then, because then you were up all night with the adults. But I love Christmas. One of the greatest Christmas presents I ever got was I have 7 grandchildren. I just had one Columbus Day.
Oh, beautiful.
Right?
All right.
4 girls, 3 boys, and my son Michael and my daughter-in-law Melissa named this one Angelo, after my uncle Angelo. So it's an old tradition, back to the old Italian, full Italian names. But on the 26th of December, my son Michael, they have 4 kids, and actually 5, and they named their daughter Juliana, and she was born on the 26th of December.
Wow.
Actually, in the right past Christmas. My daughter-in-law was rushed to the hospital, not rushed, but she rushed to the hospital right at midnight, and Juliana was born. And I have another granddaughter that's born on, Alexis, who's born on the 15th.
Okay.
So Christmas is a great time.
So what
I love
about-
it. So this is a wonderful time.
What about the one that's born after the day after Christmas? Does she get gypped out of a birthday present?
No.
Or she gets double.
This is what happens. What happens now is the tradition is we have that party at my house.
That's cool.
Because this way, I don't, I live by myself. I have a wonderful girlfriend now. Her name is Lisette Chilela. She's Colombian, and she's a jewelry designer, and she does artwork. She makes artwork. She's down in Miami, or she would be here tonight. And she's a lot prettier than I am, so,
Well,
So anyway, so that's my Christmas story.
I love it. You know what? You don't hear stories like that no more.
No,
That's like
no.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah,
The
well,
good old days.
Yes, absolutely. And they bought the presents on time because we didn't have any money, and they bought them in the A&P because the A&P sold toys. It was down the block. In my day, if I got a baseball glove for Christmas, I was the happiest kid in town.
That was the best.
Yeah, because my sneakers had cardboard in them and tape.
Like in the Little Rascals, right?
Exactly. But who cared? We were not. I'm not a materialist. I mean, that's what happens. I think you're not. You grow up, and material things don't really matter. You love them. It's nice to have them, but who cares?
Listen, what you're saying right now is exactly what I need to be hearing, because I have not going to mention, but sometimes I think people say certain things around the times people need to hear them. Like what you just said to me is like bring me back old school to like. That's more important than the material things.
Wait, old school?
Old school, yeah.
You call me old?
No,
I'm out of here.
I'm old school. So you're a little older school.
I'm very much older school.
Now, listen, Danny, last time you were here was actually, because I'm a bit of a nostalgia guy with everything. You were here on our Christmas special in 2011.
I know, 5 years ago.
Seems
my
like
God.
yesterday.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Right?
You don't look any older, but I know I do.
I put on a couple of pounds since then. That's about it. Now, listen, what's going on these days? Life after The Sopranos. You're doing a lot of independent films.
I mentioned this, I think, 5 years ago, was when I was just learning off the street. When I went to study at Strasbourg, and my first teacher was Ed Covens. And Ed told me, he said, Danny, you're going to make it real quick, or if you got the guts to hang around, you're going to make it when you're old, because all the competition dies. So I'm old, and I'm working a lot. This year I did 3 plays. I did two short films. Won an award at the Atlantic City Film Festival. I happened to win.
Which one
Best
is that
Actor.
one? The Quitter? No.
No. It's a short film called The Atlantic Motel.
Okay, that's what I got a clip of tonight.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
That's great.
I like that one.
I did too.
That totally took you out of the box from the Soprano character.
Oh yeah. Well, hopefully, Sopranos. Again, I'm so grateful to be a Soprano. I'm so grateful to have been on that show, and David Chase, genius. Jimmy was wonderful to work. Everybody on the show was wonderful to work with, and I was the atypical gangster. I mean, I really was. Chase saw something in me, and I was very happy to do that. But I'm a character actor, so I'm happy to do whatever roles come my way. But The Sopranos was a gift from David Chase, a gift from God, or whatever.
You're going to be here forever
I'm
and
gonna
ever.
die a Soprano.
Forever and ever.
It'll be a brand forever.
That's it.
Really. I wish I could sing like the Soprano, like Killer Joe. But I was in the audience. Singing and being very happy because I can't sing. The water in the shower goes back when I sing.
Now listen, I ask every soprano that I have the pleasure of having on my show to share what was one of your fondest moments or your most special memory, a funny story that nobody else would know but yourself that you could share with everybody. That would love to hear it.
About Jimmy?
Yeah.
Well, there's two short stories. One of them was one night, it was he and I, we were working on a scene, and it was late, and we had been working on it for a few hours, and it was his close-up, and so when it's the other actor's close-up, you're feeding them the off-camera lines, and the assistant director came to me and said, look, Danny, we want you to go home because you have a big scene tomorrow, and we would like you to, to go home and, get some rest and prepare. And I said, I have to feed Jimmy his lines. I mean, I worked with Rod Steiger. I was lucky. I was just lucky to work with Rod Steiger in Men of Respect back in the 80s. And of course, there's a famous story where Brando left Steiger on the waterfront, and Steiger never leaves the set. And actually, I had 4 lines, and Steiger stayed for 2 hours to feed me my off-camera lines. So, I mean, you learn from the best, and you take the best you can from them. So I said to them, they said, no, we want you to go home. And I said, I'll tell you what, take me off the clock, and you don't own me anymore, and I'm staying. So get out of here. So after the scene was over and we wrapped, Jimmy came over, and he picked me up like I weighed 3 pounds. He picked me up, and he's shaking me. I love you, old man. I love you. I love you. So the big bear of a guy, and he was that's the kind of guy he was. Another time, another story, and this is, I was pretty well known not to blow lines. I mean, I was pretty good on my lines. And we did this scene, and sometimes you blow your lines, and you can't get the line. Jimmy, I was very good on my lines, and so I kind of very rarely blew my lines, but it did happen. And sometimes when you blow your lines, you blow it over and over and over. You just can't get it. It's just one of those things. And usually you hope your partners are going to help you by being in the scene with you or whatever. So Jimmy was sitting at the desk, and Van Zandt was standing beside him, and I made an entry. And every time I entered, I would get to that line, and he would start laughing in my face. He would just start laughing. And I would say to him, you're not helping me, Jim. What are you doing? You're not helping me. I got really pissed off. Like, how am I going to get the line if you're laughing at me? He said, if you saw your face, you'd be laughing at you. I did get the line eventually, but that was one of those times where I was so frustrated. But we got through it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Long live James Gandolfini. Now, you also won the Screen Actors Guild Award all these years.
Yes.
What year was that?
That
97 or 8?
2008.
All right.
We went down 2007.
Sorry.
2007 the show ended.
Yeah. When did you win the award?
And the SAG award was 2008.
Okay.
And it was an ensemble, and it was our swan song. It was our last year, last time that we could win it, and we were very glad that the Academy that they awarded it to us, and it was such a great feeling. It was a wonderful feeling to be a member of that cast and a member of that ensemble and win that award. I have it on my mantelpiece. It weighs about 40 pounds.
Yeah.
And you look at it and you say, yeah, I did do something. I am an actor. That's what you say to yourself every time I see it.
Now, the funny thing is, because before you started acting, you have a PhD in computer science, right?
Yes, I do.
That's big.
Yes, I do, yeah. When as a young person, I was very good in math, and I tell people that, if you're good in math, when Sputnik went up, the country turned to the math and science people, and I got scholarships and fellowships to graduate school, and I thought I was going to be a CEO or a president of a corporation. And first day on the job, I went to work for Bell Labs. I was a member of technical staff. I was a rising star. I was I was somebody who they really thought was going to be a big deal, and I became a very big dud. Because I hated it. I think I hated 9 to 5. And I told this story before, but I'd come home from work and every day and say, I hate this job, and I want to do something else. And then one day I just woke up and said, I could be an actor.
Now listen, let's talk about some of these other films, like Pasquale's Magic Veal. Some of our friends are in it, Vinny.
Oh yeah, Vinny Pastore's in it.
Artie Pasquale.
Artie Pasquale. And D'Onofrio's in it, and it's a sweet short film, made by DJ Higgins. And all my life I wanted to play a priest. It's very well done. It's very well done. And Artie, of course, Artie Pasquale was my partner on The Sopranos. We worked together on a number of episodes. The famous Seattle Coffee episode where we were the big mob guys and we couldn't collect any money.
That was funny,
We were like the gang that couldn't shoot straight. So it's. I think it's a very enjoyable film. I think it'll win some awards and festivals and stuff.
Yeah, Artie was supposed to be here tonight. He's a sweetheart. Artie was always been very good to me. You know?
Yeah, Artie's a great guy, terrific guy, really is.
One of the last of the Mohegans, like the rest of you guys. Now, we have a clip of the Atlantic Motel.
Okay.
Can we share that with everybody?
Absolutely.
It's a fast clip because
Okay.
the movie goes in and out of all different sequences, and it was very good. So, control room, let's roll that clip.
You know I asked for a redhead.
Those are hard to come by. Is my hair a problem?
No, it'll be fine. Would you mind changing into this?
Sure. Whatever you like.
Why don't you use the bathroom?
Okay.
I would have loved to add more than that, but I got the uncut version. So there were other clips, and I got that only a couple of days ago, but that's it. I definitely want to watch the whole thing. So let's talk about some other stuff here. What do we got? You got a lot. Talk about the film from 2013, The Quitter.
Oh, The Quitter. That was actually, you know, it was funny. I made an independent film, and it got a run in New York. And when I went to see it, you know, I hadn't seen it before, and it really is a really nice. It's a good little film. I play the father of a young man who quits, and I'm very hard on him. And he eventually gets it together, and we eventually have a coming together at the end of the film. And it then got a showing on PBS on Saturday night about 4 or 5 months ago. So I was very happy with the way the film turned out.
I heard a lot about it. I want to see it one day. So if you ever get a link, send it to me.
I will.
Now your plays. What made you go back into doing them?
Oh, I've been a stage actor all my life. I mean, there's nothing like the stage for an actor. I mean, it is the test of the actor.
For a real actor.
Right.
Yeah.
In other words, the way to tell if an actor is really worth its weight in salt is to watch him on a stage, because there's no hiding, there's no anything, there's no editing, there's no anything. It's you and your partners and the audience and the script.
That's tough.
And so I love the stage. I love the stage, and I'll act on the stage anywhere at any time, and money has no part in it. We did this play at the Actors Studio called The Last Days of Judas Iscariot by Stephen Gerges, and he's a Pulitzer Prize winner. It's the best play I've ever done in my life. We had 26 actors from the Actors Studio, and if you know anything about the Actors Studio, it's a very high level of talent and training. I did that play this year. I did a play called Visiting Hours, which we did in Manhattan in July, and then in August. I did part of the Fringe Festival, and I did a play that I've been doing readings of for years called Sheila and Angelo. And in January, I've started rehearsal December 19th, and January at the New Jersey Rep, which I worked at in 2014. I played a blind man in 2014 in Lucky Me, and that was a real challenge to bring that off. And one night, a woman came up to me and said, my father is blind, and you could have been my father. So, I mean, that kind of really touches your heart. So I'm in a play called The Jag with Louis Martini.
Love Louis.
Louis Martini. And
if we'd have mentioned his name, he'd call next day he'd be like, Johnny, you didn't mention my freaking name in that movie. I was in the movie with him.
We're doing a play together at the New Jersey Rep. We run from, I think, January 12th to February 12th.
Now, I got something for you that I'm very curious about. And a friend of mine, and when I was reading all your new stuff recently, updated, Thomas G. Waits, the actor from The Warriors. Tell me the whole association and affiliation with Tommy.
Well, I've known Tommy. I've known Tommy for a long time. We're both members of the Actors Studio. I think Tommy's a genius.
He's a great actor.
Really do. He's a great actor. You know, you go back to with Pacino and
Buffalo. What is that? American Buffalo.
American Buffalo,
okay.
and
The Warriors
in the movies, and Tommy directed a play that I was in called Six Goombas and a Wannabe. One of the funny things is he wanted to open it up with a country western song. 6 Goombas singing a country western song, and we just laughed them off. We laughed them off the stage. We said, Tommy, forget it. We're Goombas. We can't sing country. What are you, crazy? But he's a genius as an actor, as a writer, as a director, as a teacher. He's a great man to work with.
He was here on the Christmas show actually 2 years ago, but when I was filming the new opening of the show about 7 months ago, I told him I was in the city, and he actually took time. I didn't even ask him to help. He goes, I'll come down and help direct some scenes. So he came down, and he directed some cool stuff that I didn't get to edit together because I'm saving that for the next show because I didn't have enough footage for this one. But he was great. Well, Danny, is there anywhere people could follow you or find you on Facebook, or you're pretty much on the radar? You're under the radar,
I don't
right?
go on Facebook. I don't even know what Twitter is. I don't know the other thing. Instagram, all this other stuff. Forget it. I don't know any of that.
Well, there's a new site, caves.com.
I barely do email.
You go to caves.com. That's where Nick goes. So you can go to his website and he can find you there. But
no,
Danny,
I don't do any social media. Okay.
Hey, listen, it's all good. We all know who you are. But thank you so much for coming on the show, being part of my late night family.
Always. I'd love to be on the Johnny Potenza show because I never knew that was your last name.
That's it. Now it's gonna.
All I know is you're Johnny P. P.
That's it. You know what it is? Now I gotta go pee. No, but Johnny P was what they called me in the music business when I was as a drummer. So I carried that from here. But now my father always said, "Well, you don't use your last name." He passed, but I want to. Potenza, I think, is a great name.
It's a terrific name.
You know, so
wonderful name.
You know, Grimaldi, Soprano, Potenza, Gotti. But Danny, come back anytime. Danny Grimaldi, everybody.
Thank you very much.
All right, Danny Grimaldi. God bless you. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for coming to the show tonight. But before we end, you'll be seeing some more Killer Joe. But before we bring the band back up, I'd like to say special thank to Paulie's at Nucci's Restaurants, Jerry's Cigar and Bagels for all the food you guys ate. I'd like to thank the studio audience, my crew, my staff, my loyal followers. And if you want to follow us on social media, just go to johnnyptv.com. Everything is up there. So don't call me the day of the show asking me how to get to the show. Just go to my website, all right? So have a happy, Merry Christmas. Have a great holiday all over the world, and more or less a happy and safe New Year. And we'll see you 2017. Good night.